Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me. We are beginning this Bible study series. It's something I've wanted to do for a really long time, but honestly been terrified to do. But in this season, the word that I keep coming across is obedience. And so that's just what I'm trying to do. Whatever I have or whatever I don't have, just put it in God's hands and see what happens. So yeah, I just want to be sharing my devotions with you, the ones that I've done that have really spoken to me. I just want to share that because I feel like maybe it might be able to speak to somebody else too. And if you have any devotions that you really love that you want to see on this channel, let me know and I'll definitely take a look and maybe we can do them together. So we are beginning with Without Rival by Bevere, and the whole concept of the book and the devotion that goes with the book is that to get us out of the mind frame of having to compete with one another, because we are in the world of, comparing your highlight reel with everybody else's highlight reel. And this book and the goal is to break us out of that competition, and which really gets us into a cycle of trying to attain and sacrificing and being in pain to try to get what's not even meant for us to begin with. But anyway, I'll stop chattering on and let's dive in. Hey everyone, today we are talking about rivalry versus contentment. Have you ever had a rival? I don't mean a bit of a friendly competition in sports, nor am I referring to toddlers who compete for the attention and affection of their parents. I'm thinking more in terms of a consistent detractor. A rival certainly does not feel like friend or family. When rivalry comes into play, its goal is not exactly to win the game as much as it is to completely remove you off the field.
Oh no, she didn't! Oh!
There are very real forces that whisper lies that assault your mind, your will, and your emotions, all in the hope of causing you to turn on yourself and then to turn on others. It's hard to escape the message and the messengers that tell us we're not good enough, we're not smart enough, we're not beautiful enough, we're not fast enough, we're not rich enough, we're not worthy, we don't deserve it. We are bombarded in the hope that we will shrink to those expectations. And it's only human nature that we would want to deflect this incessant bullying that implies we are never enough. When this harassment reaches a critical point, some will yield by conforming and copying, while others rebel as they sling back accusations of their own. We judge when we feel judged. We shame when we feel shame. We hate when we dislike ourselves. When we've been bankrupted, it's not long before we want to rob others. It's a cycle in which everyone loses and nobody wins. But what if you discovered that the life you have always wanted was outside of the realm of competition? Mind blown. What if you learned that you did not have to lose to opt out of the game? What if you discovered that you actually couldn't lose? What if you could not only think outside of the box, but also choose to live outside of it as well? The Apostle Paul tells us that godliness with contentment is great gain. Godliness is the ability to adopt God's vantage point. This means just as we acknowledge how He sees others, we also embrace how He sees us. Contentment and being truly comfortable in your own skin won't breed complacency. They will release creativity, and rather than compete for what was never meant for you to begin with, you will have the energy to discover what truly is yours. 1 Timothy 6 verse 8 says, "A devout life does bring wealth, but it's the rich simplicity of being yourself before God." Since we entered the world penniless and will leave it penniless, if we have bread on the table and shoes on our feet, that's enough. Philippians 4 verse 10 says, "I'm glad in God, far happier than you would ever guess, Happy that you're again showing such strong concern for me. Not that you ever quit praying and thinking about me. You just had no chance to show it. Actually, I don't have a sense of needing anything personally, as I've learned by now to be quite content whatever my circumstances. I'm just as happy with as little as with much. With much as with little. I found the recipe for being happy whether I'm full or I'm hungry, if my hands are full or if they're empty. Whatever I have and wherever I am, I can make it through anything in the one who makes me who I am. I don't mean that your help didn't mean a lot to me. It did. It was a beautiful thing that you came alongside me in my troubles. That was day 1 of Without Rival from the amazing Lisa Bevere.